Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first things first, if you can't tell already, I'm in a different location of my bedroom, still the same room, just different location because I did get some new lighting if you cannot tell. I love my lighting. It was expensive as fuck. I'm just trying to learn how to like work with it though and make it like the best I can make it. I like it right now, but I definitely think I need like a light back here just so it's not super like shadowy. But for right now, this is what we're working with. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like I'm so like professional now. So that was just a little quick update for you guys. I know it's a different location than before, but I'm trying to like slowly upgrade my like studio lighting and setting. So yeah, this is what we're working with so far. I hope you guys don't mind it. Let me know down below if you like the new lighting or like if you have any like tips and advice. Leave that down below as well. I'm willing to hear anything because I want to make this like the best I can make it. So thank you for allowing me to have a quick little update there. For today's video, we're going to be testing out a new concealer and a new powder. The powder isn't as new as the concealer is. I'm just a little late to the game when testing both of these products out. The concealer we're testing out is the new NATASHA DENONA Transfix Matte Concealer. If you watched one of my recent videos, I mentioned in that video that I'm not going to be purchasing anything from NATASHA DENONA, but I meant like eyeshadow palettes, not like any of her other stuff, because her other products aren't like as luxury price as her eyeshadow palettes. Her eyeshadow palettes are way too damn overpriced, but like her concealers and foundations weren't too bad. This concealer was $28 and you do get, I think it's 0.6 fluid ounces. But here's what the outside packaging looks like. It's super cute. I love like the sleek like white packaging. I don't know, I feel so bougie about it. I did pick up the shade 6NY. I did swatch this on my hand last night when I got it in the mail, and the color did look like to be a decent match. Of course, swatching things on your hand is not the same as applying it to your face, so we'll find out today. How much product is in here? Why can I not find that anywhere? Oh, 6 milliliters, so 0.20 fluid ounces, which isn't a ton of product. Let me go grab my other concealers to compare. Okay, so the ColourPop No Filter Concealer actually has less. It only has 14 ounces, whereas the NATASHA DENONA one had 20. I know it's obviously a big price difference. The ColourPop one is $6, the NATASHA DENONA one is $28, so there should be more product in this one, but I'm just trying to say like there is quite a bit of product in here for the price. My Too Faced one actually has 50 fluid ounces, 15 milliliters, which is quite more than the NATASHA DENONA one, but I believe they are different like formulas. Like this one claims to be matte while this one is more of like a satiny finish. The Too Faced one is like my holy grail concealer. I love how much product you get. So in comparison, the NATASHA DENONA one has like a fair amount of product, I would say, for a concealer, because the Too Faced one has like so much, and the ColourPop one I would consider to be average. So yeah, you do get a decent amount of product in this concealer. And like I said before, $28 is not a bad price for the concealer. The Too Faced one I believe is $28 or $30. So I don't think for like at a high end product standpoint, this isn't a bad price. Obviously it's more than drugstore, but like when it comes to NATASHA DENONA, I expect it to be like $40. So I was actually really surprised in the price. I didn't think it was that bad. And then for the powder we're testing out today, it is the Fenty Beauty powder they came out with a couple months back. Like I said, I am like really late to testing this one out, but I just kind of got my hands on it recently because I was finally able to afford it, and I'm so excited to test it out. The Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I did get the shade Butter. The packaging was really cute at one point, but I got really excited and I like ripped it open, so. You do get 28 grams of product in here, which is about 1 ounce of powder. I believe 1 ounce is like the standard, so you have a little less than the standard, but not by much. And this was $34. Okay, I'm gonna do my primer and foundation the way I always would. I don't like testing out a ton of new face products all at once because then you never really know like what's going on. So I'm gonna use my Smashbox Photo Finish So Chill Coconut Primer Water. This is my holy grail primer, my favorite of all time. And then for foundation, I'm actually going to be mixing two. I have tried these mixed together before, so I know they're a good combo. I'm taking my Joha Beauty Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation Drops and my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. The only reason I'm mixing the two is because this one's too dark and this one's a little too light. So I'm just trying to get my perfect color combo. Oh no, am I out? What the hell? Alright, well apparently I'm out of my Joha Beauty foundation drops, so we're just going to use a foundation that's a little too dark today. Please don't clock me. I know it's too dark. I had hopes of matching my skin, but we're not doing that anymore. And I'm just applying it with my beauty blender because that's the way I always apply most of my face products. I'm just going to speed through this because we're not testing out the foundation. It's the concealer and powder we're testing out, so we're gonna fast forward through this. All right, so my foundation is now applied. I did blend it down my neck. I'm not gonna bother with my chest because I'm putting on a t-shirt after this video, so I don't care if my chest doesn't match, just please ignore it for the rest of this video. Alright, so now we're gonna move on and try out the new Natasha Denona matte concealer. I'm a little nervous about this because like I said before, my holy grail is the Too Faced one, and this is more like a satin finish. So I'm worried this might be too matte. However, with the weather changing and being more warmer outside, my skin is getting a bit more sweatier, oilier. I'm not excited about it. I like looking glowy, but I don't want to look greasy, and so I haven't been the happiest about this. But yeah, maybe this matte concealer will be good for summertime because it'll control my oils, because I do get oily in my T-zone, and that is where I usually apply my concealer as well. So I'm gonna stop talking and just apply the damn concealer. Oh yeah, this color match isn't that bad. And since I picked it out online, I'm actually pretty proud of myself because it's not that bad. Maybe like a hair too light, but I've also been tanning recently, and also this foundation is too dark, so maybe with like my everyday foundation, this won't be as bad. I will say, just by applying this, it does feel less liquidy than most concealers I use. Like my Too Faced one that I use is super like liquidy because it is more of like a dewy satin finish, whereas this one I can tell it's more matte because it doesn't feel super wet on my skin. My mirror is like covered in sparkles from my ColourPop video where I tested out those glitters. It doesn't look bad on my chin. I am using a sponge for my whole entire face because I don't like blending out my like foundation or concealer with a brush, and so I feel like it's not fair to test new products out with a brush because that's not how I do my makeup. If it looks bad with a sponge, I will go ahead and use a brush, but most of the time that's not the case. This did claim to be medium to full coverage, and I will say it's pretty full coverage. I wouldn't say it's like the most full coverage concealer. I think Tarte Shape Tape is more full coverage, but this is a pretty close second. Yeah, it's definitely not a super like liquidy concealer. I would say you probably have to work a little fast with this. I wouldn't like let this concealer sit on your skin for too long before you pounce it out. It's blending out fine, but I could imagine that like in a couple minutes, if I didn't blend it out, it would be like really hard to blend out because it seems to want to stick to wherever you put it. So here's a close-up of my skin with that concealer. It doesn't look the greatest like right here. Besides that, it looks okay. I'm gonna go in and now set my face with that Fenty Beauty powder. I did pick up the shade Butter in the powder because that was what was recommended for my skin tone. That or the shade Lavender, which is more purple, and I don't know how I feel about going with like a purple powder under my eyes. Wow, this powder's beautiful. Blurred out anything that was wrong with that concealer. Alright, so I just did what I always do with powders. I always set my direct under eye with powder with a sponge because I feel like that applies the product like the heaviest and really sinks into the skin. And like my under eye area and my nose areas where I need the most powder. So I did that all along this area here. Here is a close-up of my skin with that powder and concealer. Wow, my nose looks horrible. I don't know what's happening right there. Maybe that's just my skin because my under eyes, they look pretty damn good. That powder I think really helped that concealer a lot. So normally in like the wintertime months, I don't set the rest of my face because I'm just like kind of drier in that area. But since we are testing out this powder and it's becoming more like warmer outside, I'm getting a little more sweatier and all that, I am gonna go ahead and take the tiniest amount of powder and just set the rest of my face. That way we can see how the powder applies over just my normal foundation and not the new concealer. Alright, so far I'm like super impressed by this powder. I think it's like wonderful. My skin looks so blurred and just amazing, honestly. The concealer, we'll see how it holds up. It was okay. It wasn't like my most favorite concealer right off the bat. Maybe I just need to find different ways to work with it some more. If I don't love the concealer in this video, I'm going to test it out again on my own terms, like with different foundations, different powders, and just see how it wears. If you guys want to see an updated video about this concealer, if I don't like it, or the powder too, if I don't like either of these products individually, or if I don't like the way like my whole face looks at the end of the day, I will do a different video trying these out separately, as well as using them in my personal life separately just to see like maybe they just don't work well together. But so far they look pretty damn good together. I think that powder is just so good. Like the concealer I was like, oh, it's okay. With the powder I was like, ooh. blown away. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup off camera, and I'll be back to show you guys my final like look and give you guys a bit of an update on seeing how the powder held up through like bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am now back. I did the rest of my base makeup off camera, as you guys can see. One thing I did notice while doing it, all of my products did apply it beautifully on top of the powder and the concealer as well. So that wasn't a problem. However, I do have like this patch of dry skin right here. I'll get close in a second and show y'all. I don't know how well you can see. I just have like this patch of dryness, and I feel like that powder really emphasized that. I feel like it's really hard to see. Trust me when I say it's there. I noticed it. I was like, maybe if you have like super dry skin, this powder isn't for you, because where I have like this super hardcore dry patch, it's like clinging. But I also feel like most powders in general do that to dry patches anyways, so maybe it's not Fenty Beauty's fault for that. I will say though, I think this powder is targeted more for oily skin, because Rihanna herself does have oily skin. I say that as if like I know her and like we're like BFFs. No, I read it in like a magazine one time, but I do know Rihanna does have more oily skin, so maybe that's why this powder is targeted for that. I know her foundation as well was targeted for people with oily skin, so I'm guessing like that's why it's a bit more mattifying, because it's meant for people with oily skin versus dry skin. Just want to point out that that one little patch of dryness is really kind of bugging me. The rest of my face, where I don't have dry patches and where I'm oily, it looks beautiful on. So yes, so far I'm really loving this powder. The concealer, I mean, my under eyes, you can't tell I have like dark circles, discoloration, anything like that. It looks good. I don't like hate this concealer, but like I'm not like super impressed by it quite yet. I want to see like how it holds up throughout the day. So yeah, I do have another video I'm going to film today, so I'm going to go ahead and film that video. It is currently 2 p.m. I wanted to do at least an 8-hour wear test on this, hopefully a 10. I do stay up pretty late into the night, so I'm hoping that maybe around midnight tonight I can give you guys my final update before I do wash all of my makeup off. So I'm hoping for a 10-hour wear test, but I will do at least 8, I promise. So yeah, I will give you guys an update here in a few hours. Alright, just want to give you guys a quick update. I just got done filming. Oh god, I have eye crusties. Alright, I just want to give you guys a quick update on how my skin's looking. I just got done filming a video. It's only like half an hour later, so it hasn't been too long, but I just wanted to give you guys an up close look. Honestly, it doesn't look bad whatsoever. I think this powder looks so good, honestly, but the concealer, it's like it's not bad, but it's not my favorite so far. If it holds up really well throughout the day, I might like it more for like work and stuff, just because I do work 8 to 12 hour shifts and I do need good makeup, good long wearing makeup for that. So if it holds up really well, it'll be a good work concealer for me. But yeah, here's just a quick little update. I will see you guys in a couple hours. Okay, so it's currently 6 p.m. so it's been about 4 hours since I put the concealer and powder on. So this is like my halfway point check-in. Doesn't look horrible. Actually looks pretty good, I would say. But right here doesn't look the greatest. Having some buildup. I don't know if it's the concealer though, or my foundation. Probably the concealer, because the foundation doesn't normally do that. So yeah, just a little bit of buildup right there. Besides that, my skin looks pretty good. I don't look super oily and greasy. I look a little dewy because I did spray like a dewy mist. But yeah, the powder's holding up really good. Concealer doesn't look horrible after 4 hours. So yeah, that's my little check-in. Figure I'd do a little mirror check-in as well. Here's how I'm looking. Alright guys, so it is now a little after midnight. I wanted to do more check-ins throughout the day, but I got caught up watching Gossip Girl. I'm not even sorry. But we are now at the 10-hour wear time, and I feel like it's a good enough time to cut this video short. I feel like most people wear their makeup for around 10 hours, just because the average workday is 8 hours, so you probably wear it a little before work, a little after, and you know, that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my current thoughts on this new concealer and powder. The concealer, I feel like I'm going to have to use a few more times. I don't hate it by any means. I think actually it looks pretty decent. I'm just not like blown away by it, and I feel like for $28 I should be more blown away by this concealer. It's not bad, and you know, I will continue to use it and honestly probably even use it all the way up. I just don't know if I repurchased it quite yet. It's fine and I like it. I need more time to love it, you know? This powder though, oh my goodness. I like this powder so much. I would highly recommend this powder for people with oily skin. It is a bit more pricier, but I feel like it's worth it. I feel like my skin looks so good for 10 hours. I did touch up a little bit around the 8-hour mark, but still I feel like my skin looks so nice. I don't look super greasy, oily, or slick. And I do go in with like a dewy setting mist when I'm done with my makeup, so I expected it to look a bit worse than it does, but honestly, for being 10 hours later, it doesn't look bad whatsoever. I will do a close-up here in a second, but yeah, I think for 10 hours my face doesn't look that bad. The powder did its job, and it did cling to a dry patch, I feel like, right here. So if you have super, super dry skin, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you have like normal to oily skin, I check out the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder. It's a pretty damn good powder. Okay, so here's what I'm looking like after 10 hours. I do look, you know, not the greatest. It has been 10 hours, but like, it's not the worst I've ever looked after 10 hours, I can tell you that much. So yeah, I think that's my final thoughts. The concealer, I had to mess around with some more, use it with different foundations, different primers, different powders, see how I like it still. The powder, I'm pretty damn sure I love. Like, it's really freaking good. I'd really recommend this for normal to oily skin. I think it's bomb. Yeah, guys, I think that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Let me know down below if you have picked up this powder or concealer already, what your thoughts on it are. If you have the same experience as I did, or maybe a completely different one, let me know down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.